Hi, I'm Teemu Nurhila from Junkari Oy, and in this video I'm going to show you how to adjust our combi drill. I will go through checking the machine adjustments such as height of the machine, quarter pressure, calibration test, plus other tips how to get started. I will start with the machine connection. On this machine are optional front packer wheels which connect to the tractor's lifting arms. It's important that the packer wheels are connected tightly to the centre of the tractor so there is no sideways movement. The second option is a tow bar for the tractor's towing hook. The third option is a tow bar that connects to the lifting arms, which offers a smoother turning action. When using the packer wheels, it's important they are lifted up when driving on the road. On the field, the packer wheels will be lowered, but they should also be lifted up when reversing the tractor. Next we connect the hydraulic hoses. The first pair of hoses couple into one hydraulic valve and lift or lower the machine. When driving on the road, we recommend closing the hydraulic tap to prevent extra pressure on the tractor. The second pair of hydraulic hoses controls the quarter pressure. You will find a pressure scale on the front of the hopper. If the machine has extra optional equipment, such as a disc cultivator, front harrow or front leveller, then you will need an additional pair of hydraulic hoses. And now electric connections. You will find 3 power cables, one for lights, one for powering the control panel, and a data cable for the control panel. If the machine has optional cameras, you will also find a plug socket for the camera. So, now everything is connected, we are ready to go into the field. Next we will go through adjusting the quarter pressure and height of the machine. On the front of the hopper, you will find the quarter pressure scale. On M and T models, it shows from 0 to 30. On S and SH models, it shows from 0 to 15. For M&T models, on soft and light soil, we recommend between 5 to 10, and on hard soils like clay, between 15 and 20. You can adjust the quarter pressure from the tractor cabin when the soil type changes or when you move to another field. You can set the height of the machine by moving these adjusting plates. By adding more plates, the machine sits higher. By removing plates, the machine sits lower. For M&T models, we recommend you start at 60 mm. For S and SH models, we recommend you start at 80 mm. When moving from hard to soft fields, it's easy to add a couple of plates. And when moving from soft to hard fields, simply remove a couple. One mistake to avoid is to remove all of the adjusting plates. This will result in the quarter sitting too deep in the soil, and it will have no room to avoid stones and other obstacles. You can adjust the horizontal position of the machine with this connecting rod. The machine must be down in the seeding position, and you can check the horizontal position from the quarter bars. You will find a spirit level on top of the quarter bar. Don't check the horizontal position from the frame of the machine. Another way to check is from this handrail. In the seeding position, the quarter should be raised up by 5 cm. The quarter will then follow the seeding depth of the field, both up and down. You can lift the quarter by hand to check it has room to move. On each side of the machine, you will find the bottom flap adjustments for both seeds and fertiliser. The scale is from 0 to 5. You will activate the emptying position by pushing the handle fully backwards. The standard position for seeds and fertiliser is scale position 1. Small seeds is position 0. Peas or broad beans is position 3 or 4. On the seed side of the hopper are the seed metering units. You open the measuring unit by squeezing both sides of the cover. Inside these are 2 rollers with ridges to distribute the seeds evenly. In grain seeding, both rollers are used, but for small seeds, push the red button to the left side to lock the black roller. Now only the yellow roller is still moving. This allows for accurate seeding of very small seeds. The measuring units on the fertiliser side can also be used for seeding large seeds, peas and beans. In this case, the bottom flap should be set at 3, 4 or 5. If the machine has additional small seed box, this box will have the same settings on the metering units and the bottom flaps. If seeding or fertilising from a small seed box, we recommend that you start with only the yellow roller. If the seeding amount is not enough, then move the red button to activate the black roller. The optional row marker is stored in the hopper for shipping. You mount it with this pivot bolt and this shear bolt. The row marker disc needs to be positioned on the arm here. Measure the distance from the centre of the machine. For a 4 metre machine, measure 4 metres. For a 3 metre machine, measure 3 metres. Here you can set the correct ploughing angle. The disc should be slightly offset, not straight. Here's another way to check the disc is positioned correctly. After seeding, you can measure from the back wheels of the machine to the marker line. The dividing wall of the hopper is adjustable to 6 different positions. To adjust it, turn and lower the pins to the required position. There are 3 pins on the left, the right, and here in the middle. Then move the dividing wall into position and lock the pins. Approximate capacity volumes for seeds and fertiliser can be found on the sticker inside the hopper. Ensure the hopper is empty when the wall is adjusted. Using this seed measurement gauge, you can calculate the volume of seeds in your hopper. Firstly, check the position of the dividing wall. In this case, the wall is in position 4. Then find position 4 on the sticker. Here you will find data for both 3 and 4 metre machines. On the left side are the letters from the measuring gauge. Here we check letter F, position 4, and we now know we have approximately 450 litres of materials. Remember to tie this rope to the central part of the hopper frame so it does not get caught in the mixing mechanism. Use the rope to close the tarpaulin. Lock it in place by pressing down here. To open it, press down and use your thumb to open the fast lock. A spring-loaded mechanism opens the tarpaulin. The rear harrow has 3 positions. On the harrow you will find an adjustment pin and socket. Release the pin to adjust the angle of the harrow. Here we have a softer position, then the central position, and now a more aggressive position. We recommend that you start in the central position, as the aggressive position can move seeds back to the surface, and in the soft position it can accumulate straw from the field. Also, the harrow has a safety feature. If you are reversing and come into contact with an obstacle, the harrow tilts into a safe position so it is not damaged. Note, when you move the pin, don't put it behind the locking arm. This is a locked position and the safety feature will not work. The height of the harrow can be adjusted by turning a nut in this position. If you tighten it, the harrow raises up. If you loosen it, the harrow drops down. After these basic adjustments, we can start with the calibration test. The calibration trays can be found behind the front platform. Note that the sides of the calibration trays have different angles. The side with the shallow angle should face the measuring units. On the side of the machine, you will find the handle to change the direction flaps for the seeds and the fertiliser. Here you can see the fertiliser side. The handle is in the seeding position, so the fertiliser goes down to the coulter. If we move it back to position number 2, that is the calibration test position. On the seed side, we find the same handle, but this works in the opposite direction. Now it's in the seeding position, so the seeds go to the coulter. By moving the handle to the calibration test position, the seeds will drop to the calibration trays. If you want to sow small seeds or fertiliser from the small seed hopper through the coulters, move the handle all the way back. To adjust the feeding amount, use the sticker to find the correct gearbox value. Then adjust the gearbox handle before running the calibration test. The calibration test handle can be found on the front of the machine. Position the handle onto the gearbox and use the pin to lock it into place. Then you need to turn the handle, 22 times for a 4 meter machine and 29 times for a 3 meter machine. Check the volume of the feed and then adjust the gearbox handle again. Repeat until the correct feeding amount is delivered. Remove the calibration test trays from the machine. Place the test result into a bucket and weigh it. The test result shows the amount delivered to 100 square meters. Multiply this by 100 to calculate the feeding amount per hectare. In this case, 2.7 kilograms means 270 kilograms for 1 hectare. If your machine is equipped with GWizard Plus or Isobus with the electronic adjustment of the feeding amount, there are separate instruction manual videos for performing the calibration test. To lower the ground wheel safely, first take hold of this bar. Then unlock with this lever. In the middle position, there is a safety stopper to prevent the ground wheel dropping. To fully lower the wheel, lift slightly, then pull it down. Beware, if the machine is in the seeding position, the wheel could fall onto your foot. You can adjust the height of the ground wheel by changing the position of this cable. It is in the correct position when the ground wheel and the coulter are at the same level. The machine setup is now complete, so we can go to the field and check the seeding depth. I will lower the ground wheel to the seeding position. The machine is supplied with a depth measure, so you can easily check the seeding depth and the row spacing. On the field, scrape away a thin layer of soil until you find the first seed. Then measure the distance to the next row. The scale is 0 to 125 to 250 millimeters. And here is the next row. Next, place the measure on the unscraped surface of the field. The end of the measure goes into the ground to measure the seeding depth. The scale is 1 to 8 centimeters. In this case, the seeds are 2 to 3 centimeters deep. This was the basic setup for your seed drill. With these adjustments you can start seeding right away. For more support, contact Junkari or your local dealer. I wish you a good seeding season and a high yield.